Okay, you see right here, still firing these cannons at these advancing units. I am changing over to canister shot here. You can see I was able to get one of those units to rout. The canister shot is devastating, to advancing units. Whenever your units get within about this range, you're going to want to change to canister shot. It's basically like 8 sawed-off shotguns just firing all these miniature projectiles towards the enemy, and it rips holes in the lines like nothing else at that range. Okay, let's take a look at my musketeers protecting my middle here against the Ottoman cavalry. That is the Selector Guard, and my musketeers are doing a fine job of holding the line there. See some Palestinian auxiliaries and some Azars following up in the middle there to take the place of their comrades should they fall. You can see here this great melee fight on the right. There's artillery fire going on here. It's my foot guards against these Janissaries, and excellent fight here. You can see the Janissaries are below a third strength right now, and I'm moving my Landwehr unit in here to help on this fight, to help rout this unit, and the Janissaries aren't going to be able to hold out too much longer here. It's a great show of valor by them, but they're not going to be able to withstand this too much longer. Okay, let's take a look near my right center here. You can see some of my musketeer units trading fire with the Beylik Janissary musketeers, firing shots down the hill there, taking some artillery fire. You can see right here the Palestinian auxiliaries. I'm sorry, the Janissary musketeers are exchanging fire with my musketeers, who are still holding the center here. This is a very heroic stand by my musketeers. This is the second barrage now that they're facing in the center here, and I basically have one unit plugging a narrow hole here, and that's a good strategy. For those of you looking for strategy down the future, to plug narrow openings with one unit and have supporting units behind, to help out should the original unit falter. You can see I'm getting off some awesome canister shot here. That's a Sipahi cavalry unit with a glorious charge there. Glorious yet futile. You can see this guy getting dragged by his horse here, and he's going to run right through my artillery here. So he made it farther than anybody else, so he should be proud of his effort there. I have my grenadiers up on the hill throwing some fire into those units as well. So this is really a ill-advised point of attack for my enemy. They really should have skirted around my side and tried a different angle, but nonetheless they come right up the middle at me on my left flank. Okay, you can see for the most part I've won the right. I think there's just one remaining unit back here, which is showing some good experience there, but is getting into the orange-red range. They're well below a third of their units. They're gonna rout pretty soon, but for now they're holding their own there. But as soon as this unit routs, I'm gonna be able to roll up this flank and push my remaining units into the middle to start putting some pressure on the center of the Ottoman army. You can see here the Palestinian auxiliaries are going to rush forward on my musketeers. At this point they're going to melee charge. You can see 3 units of Ottomans right there advancing forward to my 1 unit of musketeers. You can see my musketeers getting below a third strength right now. They have close to 96 out of their original 300 units. And you can see here I'm going to run my foot guards back to my center there to help out those musketeers. That unit's going to be routing shortly, so I do want to get some support there. I'm going to march my grenadiers forward to put some unit on the to put some pressure on the Ottoman units still on this flank. You can see a Palestinian auxiliaries line forming up there. My Jaegers are firing on their side. And you can see finally my musketeers rout in the middle there. And I had my heavy cavalry, my cuirassiers, waiting in the wings here. So I'm going to rush them down and just kind of plug this hole temporarily. I really don't like to use my cavalry as a standalone unit against against a infantry unit. I usually like to use them as more of support. I like to rush 2 cavalry units in to fight 1 infantry unit or 1 cavalry unit, but I don't like them standalone like this. I notice their numbers get pretty low pretty quick by fighting this type of battle. So as soon as I can, I'm going to move them out of here, and as we speak, I'm rushing a foot guard unit into this area to support. You can see here the Ottomans brought up their general's bodyguard unit to support this charge up the middle. And here's my foot guards unit coming over to support the center there. And I probably should have turned my canister off there. You can see I think my musketeers are under distress right there. I'm sorry, my grenadiers advancing forward there are under some distress because they may be catching a little bit of that canister, but it's tough to micro every section of the battlefield at the same time. You can see here I meant to run my cavalry away. For some reason they're walking away. I'm not sure why that's going on, but right now my foot guard units have come over to support the center here. They're getting some volleys off on those advancing Ottomans. You can see those really elaborate white plumes on their hats. Elite units often have something elite looking about them, such as a plume or a different colored helmet or whatever have you, but the white plume is their thing. And you can see I have guys 4 deep firing into those lines over there, and you can see my cavalry getting shot up back there. I didn't quite run them out of range of that Ottomans unit, and I thought the Ottomans would turn and face my foot guards, so I didn't think my cavalry was really in danger there. I thought, if anything, that unit might form into square because my cavalry was so close, and that would have enabled my foot guards to pick them apart. So right now, here's my foot guards on my extreme right. They have 1 more unit of Azars to contend with there. Then I'm going to send them down to take out that artillery. You can see one of my musketeers unit meleeing here with a Janissary unit. And finally I ran my cavalry out of there, and I'm going to get that final unit of Ottomans in the center to rout. There they are, running away. Okay. So you can see here, I'm going to push the initiative here. I'm going to melee charge this Azar unit. I have superior numbers and an elite infantry unit, so I should be able to rout them pretty quickly, and then I'm going to send these foot guards in to take out that artillery on the right there. Okay, going back to the center, I advance my grenadiers forward. They're exchanging fire up on the hill against this Ottoman unit. This is the Palestinian auxiliaries. And down in the woods there to my right, you can see some gunfire. That's coming from my Jaeger unit. So I am able to get some fire on this unit from the front and from the side. And that's always a good thing for me when, whether you outnumber your opponent or not, to get, fire on a unit from different angles simultaneously is going to get them to lose more men and to rout, more efficiently. But you see here my Jaegers hidden in the forest in the scrub brush over here, getting some shots off, and that unit's going to rout. And finally, let's take a look at my glorious final cavalry charge here across the battlefield. My Lancers have sprinted all the way across the battlefield. They're going to come over this hill and take out that 18-pounder artillery unit. That artillery unit was the one that was very early on in the battle picking apart my grenadiers. So this is a bittersweet attack from my cavalry unit here. You can see that guy getting knocked backwards into the cannon. He actually gets up from taking that overhead spear to the chest there. Quickly going to overpower that unit. And you can see right in the background there is the general staff unit. And this is the final unit I need to take out. And let's watch let's spin this around and watch my cavalry come down the hill. That must be terrifying. And right there in the white turban on the right, you're going to see the enemy general right there. And my guy sticks a overhand spear right into his chest. And right there in the bushes is the enemy general. That ought to do it for this battle. It was an excellent battle, very spread out. I hope you guys enjoyed it.